Greetings, Earth signs, and welcome to Intuitive Art Mediums for your Astro-Tarot reading for the month of August. So, this is a general tarot reading meant for the Earth signs for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. There are some big astrological things happening in the month of August. We begin August on Saturday, August 1st, with Lammas or Lugnasad, which is the celebration of the first harvest. We also have a Leo new moon occurring on Wednesday, August 12th, and that will be with a solar eclipse in Leo. And the moon will conjunct the sun at 10:37 a.m. Pacific time or 1:37 p.m. Eastern time, so adjust to your location on the planet. Now, not all of us will be able to see the solar eclipse, but we will certainly feel the energies of the solar eclipse. We also have a Pisces full moon that occurs on Thursday, Friday, or Friday, August 27th or 28th, and that will be the Virgo lunar eclipse. And the Pisces moon will oppose the sun in Virgo at 9:18 p.m. Pacific time, or the 28th at 12:18 a.m. Eastern time. So it will be between those 2 days, depending on your location on the planet. I also want to mention that there's been a shift in the moon nodes. The north node of the moon is now in Aquarius, and the south node is in Leo. And this will stay this way. It'll retrograde and go direct for the next 18 months. We also have Jupiter conjuncting the sun in Leo, and the opposing sign is Pluto in Aquarius. So there's a lot of transformation going on between the Aquarius and Leo opposition, where Aquarius, especially with Pluto in Aquarius, is asking us to come back to our authentic self and how we can best serve our community, being true to ourselves. Now, a lot of people are having to reinvent themselves, and with Pluto in Aquarius, Pluto represents transformation, death, and rebirth. So we are letting go. These are permanent transformations, but it is asking us to come back to our authentic self, to where the Leo South Node is going to be with Jupiter, because Jupiter is in Leo and the sun is in Leo. So there's this powerful, expansive energy. And the South Node in Leo, wants to shine and be noticed and to be more creative and have fun and to share that creativity to delight others as well as yourself. So the North Node is our guiding light, our North Star, and the South Node is what we're letting go of, putting things in the past. And that Leo energy is expanding us, especially with Jupiter there. And Jupiter is going to be in Leo for about a year, opposing that Pluto energy. So we have these nodes of the moon, which is our emotional body, that are also corresponding with the planets of Pluto and Jupiter during this time. So what can you do to have fun, be creative, and connect with other people through that creativity without being egotistical, having that arrogance, and not outshining other people, but rather lend your light to help others shine, just as our sun in the solar system helps everything to grow in the right amount, but it can also burn if it's too much. And the Aquarius, which is in the North Node, encouraging us toward our authentic self, and we will find a truer path, being authentic to who we truly are. I also want to mention that Chiron is retrograding in Aries on Monday, August 3rd, and that's giving us an opportunity to reevaluate how we've been taking care of ourselves. Now, Chiron did dip its toes in Taurus when it was going direct, but it's retrograding now and returning into Aquarius so that we can, what worked for us and how can we be healthy. And because Taurus is about finances and career and our success, and Aries is about the self. How are we taking care of ourselves so that we can be healthy in our career path and our financial success? Okay, so the first reading will be for Taurus, the second reading will be for Virgo, and the third reading will be for Capricorn. There will be time stamps in the description below. So I will begin with Taurus, and I will see you at your reading. Hello, Taurus, and welcome to your August Astro Tarot reading. This reading is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and or Rising. Also, please keep in mind that these are general tarot readings, so only go with the messages that resonate with you. So let's dive into your reading with the Seasons of the Witch Lammas Oracle, since we begin August with Lammas, the first celebration of the harvest. And we have for you, Taurus, Corn with number 10. Let spirit guide you and take meaningful action. Dreams become reality when combined with purposeful intent and action. Okay, so this I do feel like is asking you to be your authentic self. And I will read from the book, Your Card. So the key words here is sacred feminine energy, mother goddess, receptivity, and balance. Okay, this is your invitation to open yourself up to the inner workings of your spirit and navigate your decisions and actions from a place of authenticity and balance. Corn represents both the sun and the sacred feminine, represented by the corn mother and the corn maiden. It is a symbol of tempering action with allowing what you desire to come to you. In a reading, this card is guiding you to approach situations from both the head and the heart. You are being asked to stay open to spirit while also grounding your desires in the physical world. Dreams without action are fantasy, and without action, without intention, is wasted time. Likewise, there are times when you need to push and times when you should sit back and let things come to you. It's a constant dance of refining, always tinkering until you get just the right formula. Reread the meaning of this card while paying attention to which feels like the right path forward, action or receptivity, because that is what is required most at this time to address your question. Okay, and Taurus, your keyword is cultivate, and Venus is your ruling planet. Taurus is also fixed earth sign, so it's very slow moving. This is what makes Taurus so stubborn and slow to do things. It wants to be careful, but sometimes moving too slowly, you can miss opportunities. But moving too fast, it doesn't allow you to receive. So you want to find that balance. Okay, let's get you a Queen of the Sun card, because we are currently in Leo season, and we and Leo is ruled by the sun, and we'll also have that solar eclipse in Leo when we have the new moon in Leo. So we have for you, Taurus, order with Ra. Now this makes very good sense with Taurus. Taurus does tend to be in positions of leadership. They are also uh, because they are a slow earth moving sign, Taurus doesn't like change. But there is an order to the changing seasons, there's an order to the moon cycles, the sun cycles, and you are meant to work with those energies. Now let's get you a comfy, cozy witch card. And Ra, of course, is the Egyptian sun god. So I do feel like that you are meant to shine. Okay, with the comfy witch, we have winter solstice, retreat, and darkness. Okay, the winter solstice is when the sun, when the sun enters Capricorn, and we have the winter solstice. And it is also the longest night of the year, just as summer solstice is the longest day. Now, I do feel like that this allows you that time to find your pace, that order, find your pace in putting things in perspective and in order. And with the corn card, we have that receptivity and time to take action and finding that balance. So I feel like that in the summer season is the time for you to take action, and in the winter time is when you will retreat and allow yourself to receive. Let's get you a magical spell card, because it's always fun to do magic. As I was looking at this winter solstice and the retreat and darkness, this might also be a good time for you to rest and recuperate and rejuvenate, giving yourself some time to recover your energies. And I find that interesting because at the bottom of the Sun Oracle, we have Amaterasu with recovery. So I do feel like that is going to be important for you, because it'll also give you a chance to see what adjustments you'll need to make, if any. So your magic spell card is Strength with number 34. Strength, stability in this hour, endurance, stamina, I empower. And this card is the qualities of Taurus. You are able to take on a lot. You're very stable, especially when it comes to career. And you can endure a lot. You have a great deal of stamina. The key is not to let people burden you with their responsibilities. This tends to happen with Taurus because they are so stable. They have such great work ethics, and they will do what is necessary, especially if no one else is doing it. And again, this puts them in a position of people putting their responsibilities onto the Taurus. And sometimes Taurus has to call upon their strength and their stubbornness and say, I can't take anymore. You're pushing me to the breaking point. And this too could be a time when you feel like that's happening to you, to retreat and in the darkness recover your energies. Let's dive deeper into this reading with the tarot. I am using the Zodiac Tarot. And we begin with the Lovers. Okay, this card is ruled by Gemini, but Venus rules over love. And I feel like, the Lovers also represents a choice. What are you choosing? Next, we have the Knight of Swords. This is clearing away obstacles and moving forward swiftly. Next, we have the Six of Cups. This is a card of nostalgia, thinking of the past. And here we have the Sun in Scorpio. So this is Scorpio season, reviewing the past. And this could also be recalling those authentic aspects of yourself. Because when you're a child, you haven't really developed, society really hasn't put too much on you on how you should be. And you already have your natural interests and what you're drawn to. So this could be an opportunity for you to think about, what did you enjoy when you were a child? And I think that will help you make a choice in where you want to move forward. And I feel like that there is something here in the past that you remember, you recall, and it helps you to clear obstacles from your path. Next, we have the Page of Swords. Okay, the Page of Swords is about curiosity and observing. So this could be others observing you, but I feel that this is asking you to remain curious. Curious like the child is curious. And again, I do feel like that with the Six of Cups, it's stirring up some interest that you had as a child, and you're curious about that. And this could play a role in how you reinvent yourself. Let's get some clarifying cards on here for you, Taurus. Now, we are currently in Leo season, and Leo is fixed fire. And that can add to the positive energy in your strength and shining. Okay, and we have for you on the Lovers, we have the Four of Cups. Okay, the Four of Cups is, there's some weariness here. And it's like you've tried many different things and it just hasn't really worked out for you. But then Spirit gives you a cup and it's asking you, give it another try. And maybe what's coming into you, what spirit is giving you in this fourth cup, helps you blend what's in the other three cups. Think of it as making bread, because bread can be very simple, you know, with the flour, salt, and yeast or no yeast. And it's, you mix your dry ingredients, but just mixing these dry ingredients, they don't make the bread. And this fourth cup is the water that is needed to blend those other ingredients to make it work. And that can be part of the choice, you know, because it's up to you to choose if you're going to receive that fourth cup that spirit is handing you, or if you're not going to accept that. But, you know, it's safe to say that spirit isn't going to offer you something where it's not going to be helpful for you and help you have strength. Okay, on the Knight of Swords, we have the Ten of Pentacles. I like this because this is about family, inheritance, and legacy. And the Ten of Pentacles is manifesting everything that makes you joyful in life. And this is material manifestation. And it is the natural order of things where you build your wealth or your business that you can hand down to your children or your family. And this could be part of that windfall. And with it being on the Knight of Swords, I feel like that family, the support of your family is important to you, because they can help clear the path for you and help you to move forward. Okay, on the Six of Cups, we have the Ace of Wands. I do feel like this is inspiration. This sparks something in your mind when you're reminiscing in your past and what you were curious and interested in doing when you were a child. I feel like there's inspiration there. The Ace of Wands is that spark, that fire that's like, aha, I know what I'm going to do with this idea now. It just had to sit with you for a while as you grew up, experienced the world, and now you are changing and transforming, because we got Pluto in Aquarius asking everyone to become more authentic. And it's better not to resist that, because it'll make the transformation easier. Those who resist this transformation will find it painful and difficult. Okay, on the Page of Swords, we have the Eight of Pentacles. This is practice makes perfect. This shows you being curious about the different things that you already know and how you can put them together in a new way that works for you, that makes it uniquely yours. And also working on one task at a time. Again, bringing order to the chaos by, if you're going to work on 8 different things, you're working on them in some way to bring them together as one. This could also be you delegating responsibilities to others, and you're the one who brings order to it and brings it all together. Okay, let's get you a dark moon card. You have 2 swords cards here with the Knight of Swords, and the knights are instigators of change. And the Page of Swords is Virgo energy, or I'm sorry, uh, Page of Swords is about curiosity. It's Gemini energy. So we have Gemini energy here with the Lovers, and we have Gemini energy here with the Page of Swords. And as you know, Gemini is a sign of duality. So you can change your mind, and there's nothing wrong with that because that's allowing you to grow and make the adjustments that are needed to make something better. Okay, with the Dark Moon Oracle, we have for you Alchemy with 43. I really like this. We have the balanced scales and we have the phoenix rising from its own ashes. And we also have a scorpion down here. And so I do feel like this is working with that Pluto energy. Pluto and Mars both are the ruling planets of Scorpio, but we also have this Libra energy, and Libra precedes Scorpio. And it almost feels like that it's asking you to balance yourself before you go into the transformation. And that balancing is to help you shed what no longer serves you. And then the transformation is the phoenix rising out of your ashes. And I feel like that corresponds with this Ace of Wands on the Six of Cups. And in many ways, I do feel like that there's something from your childhood, something that you were always drawn to doing, that's a natural ability for you, and it's calling to you now. And you, in this reinvention, just as the phoenix rising is reinventing themselves, that you too are reinventing yourself and to shine. This is like a blaze of glory, and everyone is going to see how you shine. Okay, let's conclude your reading with some Isis cards. Okay, here is your artwork. And we have the Chariot of Ascension, Merkaba. I think that goes beautiful with this Phoenix rising. A spiritual practice has come or is soon coming to your attention that will help your soul journey. Take your time to develop and practice your chosen spiritual discipline regularly. This will help you grow in power and grace, anchoring the spiritual light within the body of your soul. And again, I do feel like that there is something within you that is transforming, whether you like it or not. Pluto in Aquarius is asking us to come to our true selves. And this is part of your soul journey. Here is your artwork. And we have Knot of Isis. Part of your spiritual destiny involves a special relationship with the goddess. This means that not only do you have the important spiritual task of helping her thrive in this world, but you are afforded her power, protection, and abundance too. You are now deepening your connection to the goddess with the Knot of Isis. Now, your spiritual practice can just be something like a daily meditation, giving yourself that time to retreat into the darkness, connect with your unconscious, and do some shadow healing, doing some shadow work. I feel like that's what is being called here, because we do have this phoenix rising, and it's rising from its ashes, from its shadow self. It doesn't lose its spiritual spark with this Ace of Wands, it ignites it. Okay, next we have, here's your artwork, and we have Truths Unveiled. Now, this goes nicely with your reading too, because I do feel like that there's something where something is unveiling for you. So, there are times when appearances of people, places, and things are deceptive. You will sense this when something feels uncomfortable within you. When you notice feelings of anxiety or doubt within you, you may think there is something wrong with you. But actually, you are intuitively sensing that all is not as it appears to be. Trust what you feel, not what appears to be. So again, I do feel like that you are meant to trust yourself. And with the Six of Cups, this inner, the inner child, and that inner child and shadow work, I think are entwined and come together for you. And it sparks some inspiration. And children have an intuitive sense of, this situation isn't right. There's just something about that person I don't like, or there's something about that person I do like. They feel like they're safe. And then your final card. Here is your artwork, and we have Scales of Balance. Okay, again, balance. We have the scales here in the Alchemy card. Balancing, give and take, directing and flowing, play and solitude are ways to heal the relationship between the inner masculine and feminine energies. Connection with the body is the most powerful form of healing for the feminine energy, as it holds the secrets to divine feminine wisdom. So dance, sing, play. And if you haven't had an opportunity to do that, it could be that you have taken on the responsibility of others, and it is time for you to stubbornly stand your ground, Taurus, and reclaim your strength, your power, and this transformation. This alchemy card is a card of self alchemy, of being aware of what changes you need to make to be healthy, to be in the flow of who you are meant to be. So I'm going to end your reading here, Taurus. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Please give it a like if you did. It helps this channel to grow. And until next time, enjoy your August month. Take care, and blessed be, my friends. Hello, Virgo, and welcome to your August Astro-Tarot reading. And this is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and or Rising. And your keyword is digest, and you rule the 6th house. Now, Virgo, you are going to experience the lunar eclipse because we will be in Virgo season. So happy birthday to all the Virgos who have their birthdays in late August as well as early September. But we will have the lunar eclipse that'll be with the full moon in Pisces. That's the sign that opposes Virgo. And that will occur either on August 27th or 28th, depending on your location on the planet, because it happens between 9:18 p.m. and 12:18 a.m. So let's dive into your reading, Virgo. We're going to begin your reading with the Seasons of the Witch Oracle cards for Lammas, because Lammas occurs on August 1st and kicks off the month of August. And we have for you, Virgo, Garland with number 24. There is magic in the weaving of unity. I like that for you, Virgo. I feel like that you are weaving something together to bring something together. But let's read from the book your card. Okay, so your keywords are weaving, layers of magic, and uniting. Okay, the most beautiful summer garlands are usually those with layers of various flowers, herbs, and grasses, all coming together in a harmonious way. Now, this could also be how you create your garden, how you have planted your flowers and herbs so they complement each other and rotate through the seasons, and having those various layers that come together in a harmonious way. The Garland card asks the same thing of you, to bring together different layers of magic and unite them in one cohesive pattern. That can mean gathering together various people who each bring a unique skill or perspective to a collaborative project. Or it could be a sign to establish a blended family in which everyone feels supported and loved regardless of their origins. It can also mean weaving together years of personal experience in a way that contributes towards the pursuit of a goal, or even just gathering a group of friends or some downtime and a night of laughs. Now, because they mention like this weaving together the years of personal experience, we are experiencing this Barbeau's basket, and I know that it's been talked about in on many different astrological YouTube channels, and it is a very powerful yet rare aspects of planets coming together. And it's basically the Sun in conjuncting Jupiter, opposing Pluto in Aquarius, and then there's a sextile with Uranus in Gemini. There may be other aspects involved there, but it creates this basket where you can gather things, and these are the things that you're taking with you to move forward in your life. And I feel like that this is about you taking your personal experience and pursue your goal of happiness, of joy. However, this card applies to you, know that the many are much more effective than the few, bringing more color and interest to an otherwise flat or bland affair. As a final note, for those seeking relationships or opportunities, receiving this card is confirmation of what you seek will be facilitated by a friend or loved one. I really like that because this means that you may run into an old friend that you haven't seen in a while, or perhaps you started a new job and you run into somebody again you haven't seen in a while, or you strike up a conversation with another like-minded person, even though they have different perspective, it still brings harmony, just like different colors bring harmony to the whole. And I feel like that this creates new opportunities for you. Okay, let's get you a Sun Goddess card, or Goddess of the Sun card. Okay, so the Queen of the Sun Oracle we have for you, Virgo. Grace with Ostara and number 37. Now, Ostara is when the sun enters Aries and we have the spring equinox. So this does bring a balance for you. At the bottom of the deck, we have Amaterasu with recovery. So I do feel like that through your recovery, you are also growing towards something new, a new adventure. You've recovered your energies, you've rebalanced yourself, you're coming into a better flow of health and well-being because Virgo is about health. That's why it rules over the digestive system, because the digestive system nourishes the whole body. And I feel like that you have gone through this recovery, you've gained this grace, and you are joyful. And you're expressing that joy with the Garland card. Okay, let's get you a Comfy Cozy Witch card. And I do feel like that it is because of the efforts that you have put into healing yourself and making your life better and harmonious with your true nature, your authentic self. That spirit is giving you grace because you've earned it. Okay, from the Comfy Cozy Witch, we have for you path making, forge and create. I love this for you because this does go with your reading. You're meant to create your own unique path. You're forging forward and you're creating something. The bottom of the deck, we have dear, gentleness, and grace. There's grace again. So I feel like that plays a big role in your August energy, Virgo. So there's a gentleness to yourself. And with grace, in order to be graceful, there must be strength. Think of a ballerina. She moves, she floats across the stage, she's able to stand on point. That took years of training. And in that training, the ballerina gained strength and understanding. She's in tune. Ballerinas, male or female, are in tune with their bodies. They know how it moves and they can create. And grace comes from their strength. The stronger you are, not the bulky kind of strength, the lean strength is where your grace and gentleness, because think of how gentle a ballerina is going through the moves. And that took training, gaining strength. And through that, she makes it appear effortless. Same with gymnasts as well. There's grace in their movements. Okay, let's get you a magical spell card because it's always fun to do magic. Whether you do your magic on August 1st with Lammas, also known as Lughnasadh, you can also do magic with the full moon and lunar eclipse, or the Leo new moon and the solar eclipse. And because the sun is in Leo and the sun rules Leo, I feel like that solar eclipse is a cleansing of our light and balancing with our shadow self. So doing some shadow work and then re-emerging into the light, because that solar eclipse in Leo is going to oppose Pluto in Aquarius. Okay, we have for you harmony. I love this. With number 27, as I create, I will share. Harmony divine with love and care. And that goes so well with the garland card. And I do feel like that you're path making, you're forging and creating this beautiful harmony with gentleness and grace. And at the bottom of the deck, we have wisdom with number 7. On a Wednesday with a waxing moon, let wisdom come and be renewed. And that's interesting because the new moon will occur on a Wednesday, August 12th. And that's the day after the dark moon, crone moon. And then with the new moon, we begin the waxing phase. So, what a beautiful time to gain wisdom, to be in harmony with your energies and what you want to create. Because right now is a great time for you to forge your path forward into new adventures with some new and maybe some old friends. Your social circle has changed and it is growing. And I do feel like that part of that is going to be your extended family. Those dear friends are part of your extended family. Okay, and we begin your tarot reading with the Eight of Cups. Okay, you are walking away or have walked away from stuff that no longer serves you, whether it's a job, relationships, toxic situations. It no longer serves you, and it's time for you to move on. Perhaps this is something that you've outgrown as well, and you're ready for a new adventure. And the Eight of Cups moves forward to the Nine of Cups, which represents contentment and wish fulfillment. Next, we have for you the Four of Pentacles. Okay, the Four of Pentacles shows that you are being careful with your finances, which is good, but make sure that you're not holding on to certain things too tightly. If they no longer serve a purpose, it might be time to let it go, or if possible, sell it to increase your finances. The Four of Pentacles, 4 is a card of stability and manifestation. You have stability and your creature comforts, and you're wanting to grow that. Next, we have for you the Two of Swords. Okay, there's some indecision here, but you're being asked to tune into your intuition, what feels right to you. The crossed swords do offer you protection, but these swords are pointing downwards and they're asking you to look deep within. Now, in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot, the swords are pointing upwards and her arms are crossed in front of her heart. So she's also protecting her heart. And when you can't make a choice, when you can't decide between two paths, that is the time to balance. And here we have the moon in Libra. With the Four of Pentacles, we have the sun in Capricorn, and the Eight of Cups, we have Saturn in Pisces. Well, we had experienced Saturn in Pisces because Saturn is now in Aries. So this might be something from the past that you are letting go back when Saturn was in Pisces, and you're moving forward, but there seems to be some uncertainty, but you're being asked to look within for that decision. Okay, then we have the Ten of Swords with the Sun in Gemini. This is something dead and over with, but there's a blessing in disguise. This to me is like a snake shedding its skin. It's outgrown it. It's become tight and uncomfortable. And it literally, that old skin literally bursts. But then the snake has to struggle to get out of that old skin to reveal its new shiny skin. And I feel like that here with the Two of Swords and the Ten of Swords, I feel like that you were kind of uncertain about whether to let something go or not, something from your past. You know, this could be how you felt about something or a person that may have been lingering and, it's not going anywhere, nothing's growing. It's kind of become stale. And I think you make a final decision here with the Two of Swords to let that go once and for all, to shed that old skin. And 10, when you reduce it down, we get 1. And here we have the Ace of Swords with Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. This is focused energy. Your mind is now focused on its goal because you're no longer distracted by the Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords is, all the people who backstabbed you, stabbed you in the heart, just, hurt you in so many ways that you're done with those kinds of people. And you have the wisdom now to recognize who those people are, whether they are different people. You recognize the pattern and you recognize that certain people aren't going to bring harmony into your life. So you're not going to open yourself, you're going to protect yourself from that kind of energy. Hey, let's get some clarifying cards on here for you. I am using the Light Seers Tarot for your clarifying. Okay, on the Eight of Cups, we have the Seven of Wands. Standing in your truth. Whatever you're walking away from, it's because you are standing up for yourself and you are claiming your authenticity and you are standing in your truth. You're willing to defend your truth or just not associate with people who challenge your truth. You are just you. On the Four of Pentacles, we have the Three of Wands. This is waiting patiently for your ships to come in on the horizon. In this card, we have a surfer who's waiting for the right wave to ride. Now, you got to practice on the other waves so that you're prepared for that perfect wave that you can ride. But each wave that you do ride, you learn about your balance and you just enjoy the process of learning, because just because it's not the perfect wave doesn't mean that you're not having fun riding the flow. And on the Two of Swords, we have the Hierophant. This is spiritual growth. So you might be indecision or conflicted about two spiritual paths. Well, sometimes you can bring those two things together, like with the Garland card, and find common ground between the different traditions and find the common ground in each of them and work with that energy. Perhaps you have friends who have different spiritual paths, because we do have path making here. And it's not in disagreement with your beliefs, but rather it enhances them. it gives you confirmation, because if it holds true in different traditions, then there's truth there. So look for the common ground. And the Hierophant is also a teacher as well. Okay, then we have the Queen of Wands on the Ten of Swords. I love this on the Ten of Swords. The Queen of Wands knows how to make an entrance as well as she knows how to make an exit. And with that Ten of Wands, you are making a beautiful exit, like having the final word. And this, she she's taking a risk. She doesn't know what's going to happen, but she knows it feels right. She knows it's necessary. Like with the Eight of Cups and the Seven of Wands, your inner truth is asking you to leave something behind and take that chance and create a new path forward and have fun doing it. Okay, let's get you a dark moon card. Okay, the sun will be entering Virgo on August 22nd. So that this August energy does play strongly with you, Virgo. And your dark moon card just went on. There we go. We have 17 and ego. And immediately I felt like, has your ego been bruised? How's your self-esteem? You know, because it's important to, you know, you don't want to be egotistical, but we all have egos. And it is through our ego that we are able to try on things and know what feels right for us and what doesn't feel right. And the ego is also entwined with your self-esteem. And it's perfectly fine to say, you know what, I'm better than that. I don't need to be treated badly because I have higher standards. I deserve better. And for some people, they might say, oh, you're just being egotistical. But those are the people that want to bring you down and control you and drain you of your energy and power from creating and forging your new path forward. So, yes, you do need that ego. And here we have the sun, because the sun rules over Leo, and Leo, one of its negative aspects can be egotistical or egocentric. But Leo knows how to shine, and Leo shines on all the planets. And you too are meant to shine. And as I said, the sun is going to move into Virgo, and it's going to light you up, Virgo. Okay, let's end your reading with some Isis Oracle cards. Okay, here is your artwork. And we have Pillar of Light. Pillar of light burning bright, earth star below, soul star above. Burn away all that is not light, transform all into unconditional love. Star of Isis, descend, your blessings and peace without end. Grace me now with peace and protection, completely embraced by divine perfection. And there's that word again, grace. We have path making with, well, we have the Ostara card with grace. We have the Deer card with gentleness and grace. And the path making is to forge you forward, creating your new path. And here's your next card. And we have Chariot of Ascension with Merkaba. A spiritual practice has come or is soon coming to your attention that will help your soul journey. Take your time to develop and practice your chosen spiritual discipline regularly. This will help you grow in power and grace anchoring the spiritual light within the body of your soul. And that goes so nicely with the Hierophant card, as well as this ego card. And I do feel like that this is you're ascending these stairs. This is spiritual growth. And I feel like that your practice can just be a practice of mindfulness, being mindful of what you are doing and being present in the present moment. Okay, your next card is here's your artwork, and we have High Priestess. A mystery is to be unveiled. A new clarity around your direction is unfolding. Be willing to wait for the full reveal, but also recognize what is happening at this time. You will be gaining valuable insight into where you are being led and for what purpose. And I feel like that goes very nicely with that Three of Wands, that waiting, because the Three of Wands is about being patient. And your final card, the Temple of Carnelian. It is time to trust your own boldness and courage. I feel like that ties in nicely with this ego. Taking risks, and the Queen of Wands. Okay, taking risks that feel true to your heart and engaging in practices that make you feel truly and genuinely alive, embodied, and more of yourself, even if not always comfortable. Are you going to help you live the life you were born to live? I love this reading for you, Virgo. I'm going to end your reading here. I hope that something resonated here with you. Give this a like if you enjoyed the reading. It helps the channel to grow. And until next time, take care and blessed be, my friends. Hello, Capricorn, and welcome to your August Astro Tarot reading. So, Capricorn, you rule the 10th house. Saturn is your ruling planet, and your keyword is achieve. And Capricorn is like the corporate CEO. They tend to be in charge of businesses. They're very much organized and business oriented, and they're high achievers. Okay, so let's get into your reading. We're going to begin your reading with the Seasons of the Witch Lammas Oracle, because we kick off August with Lammas or Lughnasadh, which occurs on August 1st, and it is the celebration of the first harvest. So let's see what we have for you, Capricorn. We have for you the collecting seeds with number 6. Remember that what was once planted has grown, and now it's time to sow new seeds. This is also a great time for collecting seeds for next year's planting. So let's read your card from the book. And we have your keywords are developing a successful future, reinvestment, and saving. And Capricorn is very good at all of those things. So collecting seeds is a critical step in maintaining a thriving garden year after year. Of course, you could buy seeds at the start of each growing season, but there is no need. With a bit of thoughtful planning and a small amount of effort, collecting seeds appears when there is a need for more planting, mindfulness about your future, and investing in your long-term growth. All too often, there is a significant push to achieve one singular goal. And once you have done so, you're left wondering what comes next. How do you build up the success you already have? You are being asked to look ahead to gain clarity about where your life is heading from here. Receiving this card is a sign that your current growing season is coming to a close. Naturally, there are some things that will remain in your life for years and require less effort as time goes on, while other things will reach their natural conclusion and make space to plant new ideas and pathways to achievement. Don't wait until your next growing season to figure out what to grow, or you could miss the next harvest altogether. Okay, so I think that's a very good card for you, Capricorn. Let's see what the Queen of the Sun Oracle has for you. And we have for you ideas with solar cycle 9. I like this because this goes very well with the collecting seeds, because as you're collecting them, you're gaining ideas. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have number 18, 1 and 8 equals 9. And here we have fertility. And this is much like the Empress card to me. Impregnated, fertile with new ideas, and collecting seeds help you to form the ideas of what to plant where by reflecting on what didn't work out so well this year and how you can improve next year's growing season. So from the comfy, cozy witch, we have for you, Capricorn, meditation, stillness, and ease. And this will probably be where your best ideas come from, is when you're meditating and not really thinking about anything. And I really like this card underneath the deck, Garden Magic, Nature and Nurture, because what we invest in, what we work on, even though it's a business that's not necessarily gardening, in a way it is still a garden, because you're planting the seeds, your ideas, your intentions, and nurturing them and nourishing them to grow. So I do feel like this garden magic is perfect. And garden can be very meditative. Uh, I myself love garden therapy. It's so therapeutic because it gets you in touch with the earth. You're working in the dirt. You're understanding the garden plots and understanding how you can rotate those crops, because certain plants take certain nutrients out of the soil where other plants can replace those nutrients into the soil if you do proper rotation. And it's about learning about those things, and you learn as you go along. So let's get you a magical spell card, because it's always fun to do magic. We do have a solar eclipse with the Leo new moon, and the sun is the ruling planet of Leo. And then we have a Pisces full moon lunar eclipse occurring when we enter into Virgo season. And I find it interesting that we have this shift. It's in the month of August, but we're going from like this new moon in Leo solar eclipse, and then Pisces, which is the opposing sign of Virgo, uh, lunar eclipse. And it's like you're in between the seasons. And indeed, we are between the Leo and Virgo seasons of these eclipses. And we can feel these eclipse energies for up to 6 months. So here we have 35 with victory. I like this card for you, Capricorn. I shall celebrate and I shall rise. I will let victory make me wise. And there we have the wise owl with meditation, stillness, and ease. And your key word, Capricorn, is achieve, and you are all about achievement. The bottom of the deck, we have number 8 with destiny. All that I shall need to know as I walk shall now be shown. So again, walking meditation, you are walking towards your destiny where you will find victory. Okay, let's get into the tarot. I'm using the Zodiac Tarot and the Light Seers Tarot for clarifying. Okay, and we have for you the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, you're working away. You are perfecting your skills and you're learning as you do. You're getting better. This is practice makes perfect kind of card. This can also be working on different tasks that work towards the whole. And look, we have the sun in Virgo, and we will be having the sun in Virgo towards the end of August. So I feel like that something is going to come to uh, fruition or be ready. A product will be ready by Virgo season. And this again could be part of the harvest because we do have a garden theme going on here. And whatever it is that you're working on that you've been preparing, and now you're going to be harvesting and it'll be ready for sale. Okay, next we have the Four of Wands. Okay, this is beautiful. This is a portal of energy. This is celebration. This is bringing the elements together and celebrating. And this most certainly can represent a marriage. Here we have Venus in Aries. This can also represent self-love because Aries is about the self. And Venus, of course, is about love. Next, we have the Magician. I like that. Manifesting your desires as above, so below. You're putting the work in, you're planting your seeds in the ground, and they're growing up towards the light. Next, we have Justice ruled by Libra. Balance. And certainly this can represent dealing with legal issues, licensing, litigations, but it can also be about karmic balance as well. Balancing your work time with giving yourself time to play, giving yourself time to be at ease and meditate so your ideas can come to you in those moments. And justice is also doing the right thing and doing it properly. So I do feel, and I know Capricorns do like to have that balance. They tend to have a strong work ethics. They have respect for the law of the land. And they have to work within those boundaries in order to have these achievements. With this Four of Wands, this could also indicate marriage through the Justice of Peace or a magician, a high priest or priestess. The magician is also a kind of teacher. But I feel like that here, through all the hard work that you've put in, you're achieving this time where you can celebrate your achievements and be at ease and then generate new ideas that you can manifest, and you are building good karma. So on the 8 of Pentacles, we have the 6 of Pentacles. Here you are receiving or giving or both that which you need. This could be you receiving assistance or you're giving assistance, or someone might be, the Justice card could also represent contracts. This could also be somebody offering you a contract for the work you are doing, something that you've been working on. Somebody might like that and want to invest in your work. On the Four of Wands, we have the Ten of Swords. Now, the Ten of Swords is an ending with a blessing. So here the Ten of Swords is there's an ending, but there's a new beginning. And I feel like that new beginning is that celebration. It can also signify that we are nearing the end of summer and we're going to be coming into autumn in mid-September. On the Magician card, we have the Tower card, a breakthrough. This can be an aha moment. This can be a idea that just is so awesome. It's like divine intervention. However, with the Tower card, it can be discord because it's knocking your tower down. This can be unexpected destruction, where it knocks you down to the foundations. But it's because the tower was too tall and the foundation couldn't hold it. And that's why it's tumbling down and bringing you back to the basics. And that can also be tied in with this ending, but there's a blessing in disguise here because it's giving you an opportunity to rebuild with the wisdom of the mistakes that you made in why the tower couldn't stand because it was too tall for its foundations. And next we have on Justice, we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay, lessons learned. This card is ruled by Virgo. This could be you returning back to school, updating your knowledge, studies, learning more about what it is that you need to know, especially when it comes to doing things legally, whether you need to have an LLC for your business or if corporation, I mean, because there's different kinds of businesses, which one is the best one for you? So I feel like that you are educating yourself on what it is that you need to know so that you can proceed properly within the laws of where you live. Okay, let's get you a dark moon card. So we will have the new moon in Leo with the solar eclipse, but then with that Pisces full moon with the lunar eclipse, there will be a time when the moon will be dark during that eclipse. We may not see the eclipses from where we're at, but we will all certainly feel the energies. And we have for you, Capricorn, we have Lilith with 26. And again, here's another owl. So there is wisdom here about you. Now, Lilith is a bit of a rebel. And I am going to read from the Dark Moon Oracle so that we have a deeper understanding of Lilith's message. So the key word is rewild. Often called the first feminist. In Jewish folklore, Lilith, the ancient Mesopotamian goddess, was created from the same clay as Adam. When she refused to obey him, she was cast out and replaced by Eve with a snake in her hand. She reminds us that transformation and shedding of the old self is encouraged. Take a leaf out of Lilith's book and stop worrying about what others think. This is not about behaving in a hurtful way, but rather about standing unapologetically in your wild and authentic power. Lilith reminds you that your true strength lies in breaking free from external expectations. That can be this Ten of Swords, because to me, the Ten of Swords is like a snake bursting out of its old skin because it's outgrown it. But it's a struggle. It has to slither out of that skin, and it's a process to get rid of that old skin, to shed that old skin so the new growth can be shown, and be unapologetic about it. Okay, don't let fear of judgment hold you back. Go after what you believe is right and best for you. Aligned with Taurus energy, which is fixed earth energy, this card is grounded and determined, but sometimes its fixed nature keeps you stuck in old patterns. Lilith's energy is here to help you shake off that rigidity that keeps you trapped, whether in relationships, work, or the way you see yourself. And I see that relating to this Tower card very nicely. Between the Ten of Swords and this Tower card, I can see Lilith's rebellious energy in this, in being her true, authentic self. And with Pluto in Aquarius, which is the sign that follows you, Capricorn, is asking us to transform to be more authentic to who we are, to shed the image that society kind of that we allowed society to put upon us so that we can be seen in a certain way. And Pluto is transforming all that because it wants us to uh, Aquarius is about being authentic and unique, but it's also about being part of the collective. So it's about being part of the collective in your unique way, part of the whole. So it's time to free yourself from the need to please others or meet their expectations. Stand in your power without fear of judgment, while embracing freedom is essential. Remember that it comes with responsibility. Don't go too far or you might regret it later. Use this energy wisely to transform and step fully into your true untamed self. And I see that with the Page of Pentacles, with the Justice card, in not going too far, to being balanced. Additional meanings is refuse to bend to unreasonable demands. Stand up for yourself. Remember you're as good as they are. Ignore the naysayers. And maybe you might even want to cut them out of your life or dissociate yourself or just ignore them. And then demolish a tradition if you have to. Again, I see that with the Tower card and this Ten of Swords, because the Ten of Swords is an ending, but with every ending, there's a new beginning. And there is a breakthrough here, and it's magical with the Magician card. And the Magician might be practicing destructive or chaos magic to set his magic free, so that to set himself free so that he can be more authentic to who he is, or she. Okay, let's end your reading with some cards from the Isis Oracle. Okay, here is the artwork of your first card. And we have the Dark Mysteries. The dark goddess calls you to her inner chamber, where she holds a test and a gift for you. The test is your willingness to meet and release the fears within that have been secretly holding you back. The gift is freedom, peace, opportunity, and prosperity in all of its forms. Will you accept her call? Your time for deeper initiation is here. And Lilith is part of those dark mysteries. Here's the artwork for your next card. And we have Eye of Horus. The Eye of Horus brings divine perception, protection, and insight. You are gifted with certain spiritual abilities, including divine sight. Part of that magician, I feel, that are awakening and growing now. You have much divine support and protection so that you may grow your abilities and serve others with your divine gifts. Trust your perception and know that you are divinely protected. And I feel like that is with that Eight of Pentacles, with the Six of Pentacles. You are being provided the protection, and you are growing your skills through practicing what you are really good at, and people are recognizing that and wanting to invest. We also have that trust, that breakthrough. It's a magical breakthrough with the Magician and Tower. Here's your artwork, and we have the Knot of Isis. Part of your spiritual destiny involves a special relationship with the goddess. This means that not only do you have the important spiritual task of helping her thrive in this world, but you are afforded her power, protection, and abundance too. You are now deepening your connection to the goddess. That seems very familiar, very similar to this Eye of Horus, as well as the Dark Mysteries. I do feel like that this energy is growing and transforming you. Here is your final card, Capricorn. Enter the Chamber of Healing. A spiritual gift of healing is coming to you now. Be open without expectation or preconceived notions, and allow the healing energy to help you find the best solution for any situation that does not appear to be as it should be. Expect your miracle. This is really beautiful, Capricorn. There are beautiful surprises awaiting you. So I'm going to end your reading here. Please, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like or a comment. And until next time, have a good August month, and blessed be.